Hi guys, it's day 2, had every intention of bringing my gimbal, forgot, so we're gonna have to do it this way again. It's gonna be old school where it's shaky, but, so last night, I came to a decision that we were gonna try to get about the color we were looking for through the ceramic, and I think it came out pretty good. It's a little bit darker, but something's up with this titanium. I went through all the other steps. Once again, after I ended the video, I stuck around for a little bit because this had to cook. I went through all the steps that I did on this scale on another piece of titanium. And what I wound up with was not what I was looking for, or not what I was expecting. I was expecting to run into the same problems with this. So I don't know if, a lot of times when you're anodizing, amount of heat that has been introduced into that during milling or processing or double disc grind or however it gets processed, sometimes that heat can affect the way your colors come out. And a lot of times there's just not much you can do about it. So I tried a piece of the AL4V titanium. Oh, I used a piece about this big. And I drilled a hole in it so that I could anodize it and all that. And I ran it through all the steps I had done on that knife the day before. And I got exactly what I was looking for. So that tells me that it's not me, that there's something about that titanium that is preventing me from getting what I'm exactly looking for. But like I said, there's always a way around certain things. So since we have a color that's really similar to the actual color the customer wants, I'm gonna call him today and see if that's what he wants. But that's my plan. And then I'm going to do all that work, because the only parts of this knife that are gonna be that color are these internal areas. So we'll do that. But I also have to do heat treat on a couple of my Hornets. I've already started, and the most dangerous part of doing anything here is always this. This foil is the sharpest thing in the shop because it's not tin foil. It is it's way thicker than tin foil, and it's made out of a stainless steel alloy, and it will cut you in a heartbeat. And so I forgot my work gloves, so our friend Brian brought these cut-proof kitchen gloves for us, and so that I can't, like, I would normally just cut the crap out of me. So that's gonna be the plan for today. Hopefully this video is entertaining for you guys. I know that there's a lot of you guys that do like the shop type videos, so it's something I haven't done in a while. So we're getting 2 days worth. I posted yesterday's video up on Patreon this morning because I'm having trouble with my platforms. I think it was me this time because I was really tired. It was about midnight. But that's gonna go live at noon, then this one will go up probably tonight for them and go up on noon on Sunday. So let's get started. Let's get some work. There's stuff already, stuff that's been tumbling all night. I'm gonna give it a quick check for Matt and see how it came out. Just thought about the fact you guys might not know what I'm actually doing to prep things for heat treat. So this oven is an even heat oven, and I'm gonna take this to 2200 degrees. And the thing is though, you can't just put this in a heat treat oven. And I'll explain why. So steel is in a constant chemical reaction with oxygen and moisture. And the predominant thing is oxygen because it forms an oxide, which is a combination of a metal and an oxygen. Just like the oxide that we form on titanium, it just happens to be pretty. However, the oxide layer that forms on steel, it's called rust, iron oxide, is not pretty. And it actually damages the material, and unlike a lot of other materials like, say, brass or copper, it doesn't form an oxide layer that actually protects it, a patina, if you would. What it forms is a degradation and a coming apart, and it does not stop. Well, anytime that you add energy, any kind of energy, to a chemical reaction, mainly heat, it doesn't make acids stronger. Like if you ever heated up vinegar, you know, it'll clean your sink faster. It's not that you have made the acid any stronger, or what you've done is you've added energy to the reaction. You allow it to take place at a higher rate. So If I were to put those blades straight in that oven, I would have a exponential increase in the speed of oxidation. I would pull out scale and basically oxidation at an extremely fast rate that would just ruin those blades. I would not be able to fix them. Sometimes packets pop and you have little areas where you get some scale, but like what you're trying to do is to eliminate the amount of oxygen that gets in there. So I know this isn't the refinishing part yet, but we're gonna get to it because I still got a lot of work to do on that. But I need to get these in the oven so that I can work on those as well. So I'm gonna start, we're gonna see how this looks. This might not work. To blast, I have to mask this off because I'm saving the color here. This is gonna be a different color. To mask, when you're blasting, you need electrical tape. That's pretty much just the way it is. You gotta mask it with electrical tape because if you use masking tape, which is much easier to do, you will just burn right through that tape and it won't really get you where you're trying to go. So we're gonna mask this off. We're gonna blast this side and then we're going to see if I can get the blue I want on these scales. If not, I'm gonna have to think of something else. I'm gonna have to get with the customer. If this does not work, if there's just an issue with this titanium. But this is kind of how it goes. You try something, it doesn't work. You try something else, it might work. And then I have to clean up some areas here where I still have some masking that needs to come off. So that's where we're at right now. The other one's gonna be a lot easier to deal with. So, all right guys, catch you back in a minute. So, masked it, blasted it. You can see there's a couple spots where I had some blow through. Here, a little bit there. But the important part is that the area that is only the area that's there is going to be that color. So we're gonna see, because when I polish the sides, I'm gonna get everything except that area that's covered by this overlay. Well, that worked out exactly as I was hoping. So I actually am going to have to polish the I don't necessarily like how the carbon fiber is not an even finish. It was a used knife. So the whole thing was, I've got to polish the carbon fiber piece anyway, so I used it as a template to polish areas and not get too far in. So we shall take that off, and now we're going to anodize this part right here. I've made a bit of progress on this. We're gonna try and match the blue to that. I do need to, I'm not happy with the color on this backspacer. It's not quite what I was aiming for. So we're gonna try and see if I can't get some of the purple out of that. And maybe go up a couple volts and match it to the color that I really want, which is currently on the backspacer. That's the color blue I want. Or not backspacer, scales I mean. For some reason, the titanium on this knife is giving me fits. I'm not getting the voltage or the color I want. I'm getting a lot of purple. So we'll give it a shot, see what we can do. Wow guys, look at that. We have reached 2199. I mean, I've got 2 blades in there. We'll take a look. I don't know. I know I've done heat treat videos before, and this is not a heat treat video day, but what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna open this up in a second, and I'm gonna show you what 2200 degrees looks like. Note the large leather glove. So, shit. There we go. That's what it looks like. Oh, you don't want to look at it very long though. You don't want to look at it very long at all. Alright guys, there's an upside and a downside to doing a very good job on your heat treat packets. That's a very good job. There is no air left in there. That has sucked all the air out, and it is not going to have much scale on it. That's the upside. Downside is it almost welds it to the material, to the blade. So this time I did a very good job. I'm really actually very proud of the job that I wound up doing on this heat treat foil packets, but now I have to remove it. So now this is the part that becomes a lot less fun. Because like I said, the only part of this knife that is going to be that turquoise color are the windows into it. Like that turquoise, and you can't see it. It's really dark. I'm upset. I just wish I could get the color I want, but the anodizing just is not working. So, but like I said, you have to mask all this off, and it's time consuming and tedious, but it's a good thing because I pulled those blades out of their packets, and this has 1 hour and 55 minutes left on its first soak at 1,000 degrees. So I'll have to pull that out and put it back. I've got 4 hours left. There's a whole nother 2-hour cycle after this one. So I've got time. But
it's just really time consuming. It really is. All of it is time consuming. And that's part of the point of this video is I've been working on this knife for, it's past noon, now a second day. I got here at 8:20 this morning, I believe, if I remember correctly. Second day. It'll probably be 4 or 5 o'clock before I get to where I'm done enough on this that I'm ready and I'm comfortable going home and saying that I've done what I can do for today, and then I may have to just start back up on it on Monday. Yeah, I take 1 day off a week. So guys, this is where we left it, and I showed you I had masked all this off. So now we have reached the point where I've masked that off. I have left the ceramic. I've polished these edges, ready to do the anodizing so that there's a polished area. So I have my blue, I've got blue and turquoise. My pocket clip is almost done and ready to go, and we are going to do the ano on this. I missed some steps. I actually was playing around some other things. My DOC needed some work. It got played with. Did some a little bit of devil work on the blade and backspacer. So now the only things left on this torrent are that pocket clip and this spine to match the color of the other one. So that's the next logical step, is I'm going to clean this up, do this. Heat treat's done, it's late, I'm trying to get stuff done. So this video is gonna be shorter than yesterday's, but just so you guys can see, Matt can tell you. Matt, how many hours have I put into this knife by itself?
I lost track. There's a lot.
Well, I was here yesterday from 10 to 10. I've been here since 8 this morning. It's what time now?
6:30?
6:30, and I've pretty much, with the exception of about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, been consistently working on this knife.
Oh, looks good though.
So yeah, so that just gives you a point of reference. It's been a long weekend, and I've only. So when you guys, if people complain about pricing, this is the video I would point you guys to. So
time is money, and if I'm not charging, it's not happening. The business, I mean, not things, but yeah, that's it, guys. I'm gonna get this done. I'll shoot some video of it, and then I gotta head home and eat dinner with my wife. It's dinner time, and I have not seen them since 7 o'clock this morning. So, all right.
So guys, things got hectic, and this still needs to be wiped down because there's oil and stuff on it. But we did get our turquoise in the lows. We got our blue. We got our polished blue on the spine, and our black blade, which still shows the markings for this 1 of 50 torrent. It is currently, what time, Matt?
7:30.
7:30. I have been here for 10 hours? Something like that?
Oh. So it still has to break in, because with all knives, after you refinish it, there's a little bit of grit and things like that, because bearings have to recut their trace, their race in, the lock bar insert, the detent ball has to cut in through the ceramic. But we got what we were looking for, and hopefully the customer's happy. But I'm not going to ask him until tomorrow. So I don't want to stay any longer. But one of the cool things that did happen, we fixed the detent issue with this. Some of it was there, some of it was in the actual hole, and I devilified my DOC. and I almost stuck it in my fucking eye. So guys, day 2, that's basically what you guys watched, was an average weekend for me. That's the way it works here. I'm usually here by like 10 o'clock in the morning on a Friday. I'm here by about 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, and I'm usually not leaving until well after the sun goes down. So when there's questions about whether I'm actually putting as much work into things for the price, I'm actually, well, hang on a second. Let's see.
Matt, do I charge like an hourly rate?
No.
No, there's no way I could do it, right?
No.
Because how many hours? I mean, you came yesterday, and I worked on that millet.
22 hours?
22 hours? 22 hours for probably $200. 22 hours? That's not a good. That's not good inertia for your money, is it?
Could have done McDonald's. Make more.
Yep. There you go. So
That actually was the whole point of these 2 videos, was to show you I did 2 knives in 2 days and made a little bit over. Like when I do the billing, it's probably going to be right around $300 in 2 days. It's not a good return on investment. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm overcharging you, which there seems to be some people that think I'm overcharging for the things I do. I still have to sharpen both those knives, as a matter of fact. So, you know, there we go, guys. All right, I have to go home. My wife is probably flipping out. It is late enough that I should have been home hours ago, but it's just the way it works. All right, guys, take it easy. Heat treat came out great. And I do appreciate you guys that are supporting me when I did that live feed about trolls. I appreciate the fact that you guys do back me up, because there's some people like, oh, you shouldn't say anything about it. It's like telling a bully they made you angry. Yeah, guess what? Fuck them. Later.